It is a very good day to you. Thank you very much for joining us right here on ZTN News Blitz. Let's take a quick look at our top stories. Mbare floods residents on the brink. Now, can Zimbabweans visit UK and not quarantine? Now, the WHO says COVID-19 booster shots are immoral. And in sport, trading handcuffs for chessboards. We will tell you more. And now for the news in greater detail. Residents of Harare's Mbare suburb are staring at a disease outbreak as city fathers seem to have turned their backs on them. Garbage has not been collected for months and burst sewer pipes have become a common sight. The situation is so dire that residents who have been contributing money for repairs say their pockets have run empty. They simply have nowhere to go.
Zvakafana kumajubheko hakusi kufambika masiweji ari kutodhubhuka acherera murori zvototi vanhu kana vachifamba vanotofamba vachijamba.
Kunyanya vana vedu ava vechidika vanenge vachingotambirira mvura imomomo zvigubhu makusena zvatotsvairwa nevamwe baba vanogara mudenga umo ndo vatotsvaira papakazara zvigubhu zvavanochera aka kamwana aka kanogara kachitonwa siweja kanogara kachitorwara panapa ikaka kakomana kakamira apa saka tachinokumbira kuti tigadzirirwe kubudikidza newater point yedu yatinomwa mvura ndo patochera mvura yekunwa saka mvura iyo iri kutodzika futi pasi papa ndo pane mapaipi anounza mvura iyi yatinomwa isusu saka zvinono zvikanosangana ipapo tiri kuchera mvura yechiti yakanaka topinda nayo mudzimba tiri kunomwa nevana vana vedu vari kugara vaine manyoka sekutaura kuno kakabzukuru kangu izvo zvikari kutorwara nemanyoka kakatorara.
Masuweji aya zvaanetsa vanoti vakauya vanongosvigadzira zve2 minutes atipedze svondo masuweji asina kudhubhuka saka tatambudzika nenyaya yemasuweji nekuti ipapapa handiti muri kuona apa yakutombobuda zviri nani ishoma nekuti mvura hakuna kukanga kuine mvura panenge pasingatogariki rafu ofiti isusu ndo patinotengesera ndo panotambira vana tine water point iyo yemvura ndo patinochera mvura yatinonwa saka mvura iyoyi yesuwa iri kuyerera ichienda nekuwater point so tinenge taakutya futi kuti upenyu hwedu futi hunenge huri pariski nenyaya yesuwa iyoyi.
A public health expert, Itai Rusike, says prevailing conditions expose residents to diseases.
Environmental conditions underlie many of the common health problems in Zimbabwe, including, the diarrheal diseases and the malaria. Therefore, this makes, access to safe water, safe sanitation, and hygienic waste disposal fundamental for people's health. There is need, for a national campaign to raise the demand and for, a supply of toilets and safe water, and to ensure that basic standards, of refuse collection, toilets, and air pollution are met, especially in urban areas.
Harare City Council spokesperson Michael Chideme, as usual, told ZTN that efforts were being made to rectify the challenges despite the challenges they are facing.
We are making efforts to ensure that all garbage generated in the suburb is collected. Yes, at times we face challenges to do with refuse collection trucks because we do not have adequate trucks. Sometimes our trucks are broken down. Sometimes we access fuel late because fuel suppliers want payment in US dollars, but we can only pay in the local currency.
Moving on, in what seems to be a positive move, the United Kingdom has published a list of countries that have been removed from its COVID-19 red list. Zimbabwe is one of the countries removed from the red list, but on the condition that people entering the UK should be fully vaccinated. However, Zimbabwe does not have the approved vaccines on the list, as some nationals have been inoculated with alternative vaccines. The country's chief coordinator of the COVID-19 response, Dr. Agnes Mahomva, says they will seek further guidance.
The United Kingdom has indeed removed Zimbabwe from that list, which quite clearly means they approve of what our vaccinations, the vaccinations that we are using, the types, have been approved by WHO. WHO represents the global public health. And so it really, those are nitty-gritties in terms of how people can travel. The fact that they have listed us as having been removed quite clearly means they approve anybody traveling there. But of course, the nitty-gritty logistics, we will have to find out a bit more in detail so that we're very clear and can indeed guide our citizens appropriately.
Our commercial cargo continues to pile up on both sides of the Bay Bridge border post, where truck drivers are passively protesting. A protest, they say, is due to poor service delivery at the border and the increase of border access fees at the new freight terminal. Zimborders and the government of Zimbabwe are implementing a build, operate and transfer $300 million United States dollar Bay Bridge modernization project. To recoup part of the costs used on the project, the Zimbabwe Border Consortium is charging $115 United States dollars for heavy vehicles, $200 United States dollars for commercial trucks, and $344 United States dollars for abnormal load-bearing vehicles. Trucks are also expected to pay $23 United States dollars to the Zimbabwe National Road Administration for using the new Limpopo Bridge. Now, previously, all vehicles were paying only Bay Bridge toll fees that ranged from $9 United States dollars to $100 United States dollars to Zinara. Now, the latest move saw truckers blocking the new Limpopo Bridge on Monday afternoon, complaining that despite paying more access fees, they were also spending longer than necessary to be cleared for passage. Our statistics show that about 90% of the world's goods are transported by sea, and Zimbabwe, being a landlocked country, has been failing to fully tap into sea trade. Until recently, the country's exports and imports have been using the Durban, Maputo and Beira seaports, which are now said to be congested. How could Zimbabwe's new Walvis Bay dry port be the key to the smoother international trade? Our government says the port, which was opened by President Emmerson Mnangagwa in 2019, is a game changer. CTN News spoke to Foreign Affairs and International Trade Deputy Minister David Musabayana.
We are encouraging our business people to start to focus on this new route with less competition. The reason why we have this road show is ensure that there's interface between our business people and Namibians. And even the Zimbabwean government and Namibian government are working together to streamline the process, to remove unnecessary rigidities, unnecessary bottlenecks, roadblocks, so that we have smooth flow of goods and services between Zimbabwe and the dry port.
With the populations in African cities expected to triple by 2050, African leaders have to start creating jobs through the industrialization of their economies. At the center of this development are small to medium enterprises. Now, according to statistics from the World Bank, SMEs make up 92% of businesses in Ghana and contribute to 72% of the country's GDP. In South Africa, SMEs constitute 91% of the businesses and contribute to 34% to GDP. In this regard, authorities in Zimbabwe are being encouraged to tap into opportunities availed by the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretary General, His Excellency Wamele Mene, speaks.
They are indeed small medium enterprises, the engine that drives African economies, and the ability, and they present the ability for Africa to step into the realm of industrialization. SMEs, however, cannot thrive without an enabling environment. Several policy areas may be required to be introduced. And in this regard, there are opportunities for all countries in Africa, including Zimbabwe, to introduce an enabling policy environment that will positively impact enterprise performance and their contributions to industrializations.
Meanwhile, healthy food manufacturing company Guide Time Foods Chief Executive Officer Leslie Marange says local SMEs should not overcompete.
We need need to go in the market as a united front. Look at the Australian wine industries. It's worth $100 billion, but no individual farmers sell their wine at individual level. They come together, they consolidate their product, they create their product. When they move into the export market, they are moving as a united front. So I think we are over-competing as Zimbabweans, and we are competing for a very small cake.
We do apologize for that audio quality. We do continue with our news bulletin. However, there was drama at the Harare Magistrate Court on Wednesday after a suspect escaped from a lawful arrest while entering the dock. 40-year-old Cuthbert Chidemo, who was facing allegations of unlawful entry, had hidden in the court's basement. Officers had to bring in canines to locate him, and Chidemo was caught after knocking over a metal rod in the basement, which made noise, thereby giving him away. To the shock of many, Chidemo was located. He had already changed into a new set of clothes, and he eventually appeared before Harare Magistrate Judith Taruvinga, facing 2 counts of unlawful entry and escape from lawful custody. He was remanded in custody to the 27th of October. 9 foreign nationals, including Zimbabweans, Chinese, Kenyans, and Somalis, have been arrested in South Africa for illegally trading in abalone. Abalone are large sea snails, which are considered a delicacy in Asia. The suspects, aged between 23 and 30 years, were arrested during a sting operation involving the Hawks and officials from the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, Crime Intelligence, and SAPS K9 cluster on Tuesday. Contraband worth 20 million rand was recovered during the raid, and Hawks spokesperson for the Western Cape province, Zinzi Hani, confirmed this incident.
The Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team, together with the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, Crime Intelligence, SAPS K9 Overberg cluster, had a successful operation on Tuesday after they arrested 9 foreign nationals for abalone smuggling with an estimated value of more than 20.2 million. 2 Chinese nationals and 2 Zimbabwean nationals aged between 24 to 27 were arrested for operating an illegal abalone processing facility in Valsamut, Bellville. Dried abalone units with an approximate value of 6.5 million as well as abalone processing equipment were seized.
South African Airways employees are threatening to go on a full-blown strike if their demands are not met. The airline has only been back in the air for a few weeks, and staff say many of the airline's old problems have been inherited by the new airline. Over 500 workers affiliated with South Africa's National Union of Metal Workers, the South African Cabin Crew Association, are demanding that the airline's management should hear their concerns. Moving on, distributing COVID-19 vaccine booster shots in some countries while inoculations across Africa lag is immoral. This is according to the Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. And the WHO chief says the increasing use of boosters is also unfair and unjust and has to stop. The WHO has recommended an additional vaccine dose for immunocompromised people, but strongly opposes the widespread use of booster shots until more of the world gets vaccinated with the first round of COVID-19 shots.
50% of the economy belongs to them, and the bulk of the production capacity also belongs to them. If there is political commitment and they want to do it, they can do it.
The United Nations says it will reopen its borders with Mexico and Canada to fully vaccinated travelers from November. In a statement, the country's Department of Homeland Security says it will allow travel for non-essential purposes via land and ferry crossings. From January 2022, it will also require proof of vaccination for any travel over these crossings. Up next is Sports News. Now, Zimbabwe prison inmates are taking part in an intercontinental chess championship for prisoners, which kicked off today. The tournament is being held virtually with the United States of America as hosts. Zimbabwe is in the same group with Russia, Ukraine, Norway, Netherlands, Czech Republic, Georgia, and North Macedonia. The tournament is being held under the Chess for Freedom program banner. Zetian caught up with the Zimbabwe team captain, Leo Matimbe, who explained how the game of chess is helping him during his time behind bars.
We as criminals or ex-criminals, we used to tend to do those things which are against the laws of the country. But now, through chess, we know that there are so many options for us to do so that we can have a living out of it. So basically I can say chess is helping me to reorganize my life and to look forward to a better future.
Now, speaking ahead of the tournament, Chikurubi Maximum Prison Officer in Charge, Chief Superintendent Moses Gukurume, said such activities are an important part of the rehabilitation of inmates.
We are very glad and very happy that our inmates are now taking part in such events as the Intercontinental Chess Championships. It takes our rehabilitation programs to another level. We are very excited because, as you know, we are living in a very closed community, and for them to interact with people who are outside these walls in Zimbabwe and other countries, it's very a welcome development. If somebody's mind is not occupied, it becomes a devil's workshop. So what we are trying to do is to encourage our inmates to participate in activities that keeps them busy, that exercises their minds, that exercises their bodies.
And the Zimbabwe Chess Federation has been training inmates ahead of the tournament, and the federation also presided over the local qualification matches involving all prisons around the country. Zimbabwe Chess Federation Administration Kurakwashe Sibanda spoke to ZTN.
But this event was initiated just to popularize chess as a rehabilitation tool for inmates. So I would appeal for them to give them the support that they need in terms of the chess boards. Also in terms of they need the personnel who can come and conduct lessons, maybe on a weekly basis, so that they can improve their skills.
Moving on to local football, after Zimbabwe bowed out of the 2022 World Cup, coach Norman Mapeza believes it is time to rebuild. A 1-0 defeat to Ghana yesterday was the third out of 4 Group G matches they have played so far.
When I came in, I knew where the team was. And of course, I spoke to I promised the candidate that I would try my best, my level best to revive the World Cup campaign. But now everything's out of our hands. So what is important now is to continue working hard. I think from today's game, even from the game in Ghana, we had so many positives. And today again, we had so many positives. So what is important now is to keep working hard in the remaining 2 matches. Then I will try to build a team which will go and play in that tournament.
And that's it on ZTN News. Don't forget to stay with us on our Twitter at ZTN, our Instagram at ZTN as well. And do stand by for World in 5 coming up shortly. Stay with us.